So let's try to solve this problem. Problem D, make it round. Inflation has occurred in Berlandia. Okay, so the store needs to change the price of goods. Current price of good N is given. It is allowed to increase the price of good by K times. That means you can multiply K, a number which is from 1 to M, any number between 1 to M, you can multiply with the current number. The output of the roundest possible new price of the good, that is the maximum number of zeros at the end. Okay, if there is several possible variants, output 1, which is new price, is maximal. Okay, if it is impossible to get the rounder price, output will be N multiplied by M. Okay, so the constants of Nm are 10 raised to the power 9. Oh, the brute force approach is like, you have N, you multiply every number from 1 to M, and you find what are the number of zeros after multiplying that number K, and find the maximum number of zeros, and for maximum so multiple number in that number of zeros, you print out the maximum. So that is the brute force approach, but here the constant is very big, 10 raised to the power 9, so it is not possible to run that brute force approach in 1 second. So the better approach will be like, you have to find a number less than equals M, so that if you multiply with N, so that will give maximum number of zeros behind the result. What that means is, in the result you have to have the maximum number of 10 inside it, 10 multiplied inside it. So how that can be done? So note one thing, that you cannot change N, and you can choose any number between 1 to M. So the idea is like, first, if there is already 10 multiplied inside N, so you can keep it as it is, and you find out if there is any 2 or 5 multiplied inside that number. Once you removed all the 10s inside N, and you count those numbers of 2 and number of 5, and try to form a number which lies between 1 to N, which will counteract, like if you have 2, so you try to build with 5 corresponding to it, and if you have 5s, you try to build 2 corresponding to it, and multiply them with 10, like until it's less than M. You find out the maximum multiplier which is less than M, and you simply multiply that number, whatever you build, with N, and simply give output. Let's implement this approach. Problem D. I have a template. Okay, the input number is N and K. We do not need all these. First you have to find the number of 5s and number of 2s after removing like 10 from N, and we also do not want to modify N, so let's copy this N to some other variable like A, and we are checking if there is any 10 inside it or not. If that is equals 0, we'll simply remove it. Okay, that is removed. Now let's say number 5 equals 0. So now we are counting number of 5 inside is a%5 equals 0. Then we will increase n5 and we'll divide with 5. Similarly, for counting for 2, let's say this is 2, count of n2 will increase 2. Okay, now we have number of 5 as number of 2's after removing this number of 10's multiplied inside this number n. Let's now build the number which is less than equals k and greater than equals 1, which will form a maximal roundest number, right? So first build that multiplier. Let's say it L equals 1. So we'll check if we can multiply 2. That means when we'll multiply 2, when there is already 5 inside that n we count, that is n5. So we'll check if n5 and we'll check if L multiplied by 5 less equals k, then we'll multiply it, that will be 2, then we will multiply it with 2. After that we will check for if we can multiply, if there is already 2 and if we can multiply 5. So that will give one more zeros. There is already 2 in n and we are multiplying with 5, so that will generate one more 10, will give one more zeros. Similarly in case of this n5 and 2 as well. Now we will check if we can multiply 10 with it or not, which will be less than equal to that given number. If so, then we can multiply with 10. After that we have to find the maximum number less than k. So in that case we have to basically find the multiplier. So that will be L equals k minus k% L. So we are removing the extra remainder of from the k. So now inside L has the maximal number which you can multiply with n, which in total will give the maximal roundest number. So now we can print out this n multiplied by L and end line. So we created this L here, based on the information available from here, like n5, number of 5 and number of 2's inside n. Okay, let's test this with the given test cases. $60, $265, $60, $0, $10. Okay, that seems fine to me. Let's submit the solution and see if it accepts or not. Oh, it is accepted.